Can the Avengers beat Pain from Naruto? I'm gonna keep this picture of the Avengers here because this will be pretty, here. So Nick Fury, he can't really do anything in the battle because he's just a normal man. He has like a few guns on him, but they're basically worthless. Okay, so first we go over Pain. So Pain versus battle. I'm going out versus battle wiki on my phone here. So, of course, Pain, he destroyed the entire Hidden Reef village using the almighty Pulse Orsino Tensai, which makes him basically, like, yeah. Then he also fought against Sage Naruto and disposed, yeah, he also disposed the Sunny Tensai, which made, no, not Sunny Tensai, that's an almighty Pulse. Was in Silicon, well, even while extremely drained. He also fought against, the basically the giant when he was, basically, and no, not using Edo feats. Basically, when he was Pain, here. So it is basically a 6 versus 6, but the Pain has a few advantages. He can revive, of course. The one of the paths of Pain can revive, of course. The others, here, the first, one of them, revives the dead, which is gonna be the Avengers have no real prep time, basically here. One of them, the animal one, will summon all of the animals, bulls, including the chameleon that can turn invisible, the dog that can multiply when it attacks, the rhino, a bull, and a panda with high durability properties. He can also assemble all the pain properties as well. The human path can read minds of targets. This is basically the most useless one. That one is gonna basically be the father of the group. Now the predator path can absorb chakra or energy. Where it's the only one that uses energy blast is Iron Man. Black Widow uses punches people. Same thing with Hulk and Captain America. And Hawkeye, he uses bows and arrows, but first one, the Diva path, should be able to, repel Hawkeye's arrows. And Hawkeye and Black Widow are basically fodder right there and there. The Asura path basically is what, basically like the weapons, basically, the counter to Iron Man, essentially, here. And then the Waka path, of course, can bring back the pains. But of course, they don't really know that much, you know, about it. They don't even know about the last pain too. So let's go over who's being defeated first. So Black Widow, I think, is probably being beaten worse. Black Widow isn't really that strong compared to the other Avengers. There, she is wall level. Wall level? Yeah, Black Widow is being defeated. Black Widow, you know, I think in the first like 5 or 6 minutes he's gonna be beaten. Black Widow is beaten. She is not winning at all. Okay. This is the Avengers out of the Avengers. This is not including Doctor Strange, who has broken abilities. Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch, all have like broken abilities. Here. The problem with Hulk is that he goes insane. Hulk goes insane. It will basically be like Pain trying to beat the QB Naruto. And they're basically around the same level. Basically, Hulk is around QB level Naruto. So, yeah. And that's going to be a problem because Hulk, he doesn't really have any, he basically just beats up people. So they're going to have to summon a bunch of things Hulk can fight and probably distract him. Hawkeye is being bodied, of course. Hawkeye is way more of the long range, so Hawkeye is gonna be an issue. They're gonna probably send one back behind Hawkeye and beat him. I don't think Hawkeye will stand a chance. He's also basically wall level as well. At least he's building level with his better arrows, but Pain is not built. Pain was able to destroy the entire Hidden Reef village with the almighty push. So how is Hawkeye gonna win? So it's really gonna go down to, Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man, and Captain America. Because Black Widow and Hawkeye are both father, essentially. Okay, so if we're using the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Captain America, this is as of the Avengers. We're not using any feats from Endgame. Here, this is just him and his shield, essentially. So yeah, basically he's building level, essentially. Captain America, he's a super soldier, which he's building level. He'll probably last a pretty long time against pain because again he has a shield which cannot really be broken. He basically just fights with his hands. But I think the problem would be the summons. The summons would probably defeat. And of course, let's not forget the path that can, of course, suck the souls out of the body would probably sneak up and probably defeat Captain America. And then we have Iron Man. Iron Man, and Thor. Those are the last two. The only ones that could really give any trouble is Hulk and Thor. Okay, those are the real ones that could give any trouble. Because this is Iron Man as of Avengers. Okay, as of Avengers, in his vehicle, he did this, and Iron Man, when he was Iron Man, this is using the Hulk is using the Hulkbuster, but this is with his standard Iron Man suit, and the Avengers is basically City Block over plus. He might last pretty long, but he's still just a man in a suit. So it really just goes down to Thor. Thor is the one Avenger that will probably win them. Again, I think with teamwork, the Avengers will definitely probably win this battle because Thor is pretty broken. Even before Stormbreaker, he was already around their level. And you have Hulk, and it's basically Pain fighting two Narutos. One Naruto that has no control, and one Naruto that has a hammer that they cannot lift because they won't be worthy. And I think Thor could use that to his advantage, okay? And Hulk was able to be, and this is excluding feats from, of course, Endgame and Infinity War. Well, he would destroy Pain if we were using Stormbreaker Thanos. Which we really didn't get to see much about. We didn't really get to see much of Stormbreaker Thanos. But so large town level, so it would be comparable to Sokovia. Which is basically, Sokovia is basically on the size of Konoha, so Regu creates powerful thunderstorms, dented the Bifrost with it, shook a mountain just by dropping Mjolnir on it. So, already, then we're gonna get to speed. That's basically just the attack potency. We're just using attack potency. So the Avengers are not that strong. They're basically, Thor and Hulk are basically the only ones here. Okay, we're not even gonna discuss Black Widow and Hawkeye because they're basically fodder. They're just the fodder. So, now let's get to speed. Speed is the next thing on the list. And Pain is, of course, massively hypersonic plus can keep up and overwhelm Seizo Naruto in terms of speed, as well. And Rifting Space is also Class G. Psychic Safe is basically around the same as durability. Here are all pretty similar. Pain is large mountain level, which if the Avengers all work together, I think they could win because, the Avengers. But the problem is both of them play together, and the Avengers don't really have, any prior knowledge. If the Avengers had prior knowledge of Pain, they could probably easily beat Pain because they'll know that one of them can revive them. Of course, they'll know how to deal with the summons. They'll just get Hulk after them. Iron Man is pretty smart. He's a genius. Basically Thor. He's basically like a god. Thor's gonna be the biggest problem. So it's really just them, Pain versus Iron Man for Captain America, and Hulk, Captain America. We're gonna go back to the Avengers. So the Avengers again, Pain. Iron Man is massively hypersonic. So basically like that. Massively hypersonic. You know, his armor can travel Mach 46, which makes him massively hypersonic. Not massively hypersonic parts, but he's still pretty strong. And he's pretty strong with his Iron Man suit on as well. And his stamina really depends on the suit. So the real problem Payne's gonna have is Iron Man's intelligence. Yes, he is far weaker than Payne, but he has the brains. Okay, he is intelligent. He probably will be able to figure out all of Payne's tricks easily, and then there's gonna have the big problems gonna be four. So the Avengers can keep Iron Man, of course, from dying. They'll probably be able to figure out Payne's tricks pretty easily. Okay, Black Widow and Hawkeye are probably not gonna survive. They're probably gonna be dead. Okay, they are probably dead. Okay, because they're pretty weak compared to the rest of the Avengers. Okay, Black Widow isn't that strong. She's war level. Okay, freaking war level. Okay, Captain America would probably go pretty long. Probably would work with Captain America and Thor to fight. But I don't really see, Black Widow and Hawkeye, and Hulk would probably beat up all the summons. That will probably what he would do, so they can focus on the other pain. So if it really comes down to it, Hulk and Thor is pretty fast, okay, with his hammer. And if you're using comic book Thor Solo's all Naruto basically. But yeah, not comic book Thor, MCU Thor is also basically the same speed, around the same speed as Fane, which is massively hypersonic plus. And this is with both. Without the Stormbreaker, his speed is basically the same. His speed is basically the same throughout. Hulk's speed also can, because Hulk was able to keep up with Thor. Hulk, with Hulk we use scaling with Thor, and yeah, he also would be around the same speed if we're using scaling, which is massively hypersonic. So three of the Avengers are basically, with Iron Man with his suit is massively hypersonic. Thor and Hulk are all massive speed, massively hypersonic. Payne is also that amount of speed. But Payne would probably, it would basically be, it depends on how it would be. Okay? Payne would be able to, I think, would be able to win most of the time if they had no prep time. Okay? They don't know that Hulk would be one of the most dangerous ones. Take out the father, Black Widow and Hawkeye. Take out Iron Man. And that would be it about the Avengers. But if we're including for example, Vision. This is why I'm not including the Avengers after, because Vision already is another. He's basically on the level of Payne too. So, and then you have if you use Endgame Avengers, you have Thor with the Stormbreaker, which is overpowered. Even though he's fat, it doesn't really matter, because Stormbreaker is far more powerful than his normal hammer. Okay, and then if we're using Endgame, okay, yeah, it'll just be the numbers, because you have Captain Marvel, okay, well, the MCU version, not Shazam. If we did DC would destroy. Superman would destroy Payne. It would be nothing really that great, but Captain Marvel is comparable to, many of the higher level Naruto characters. Okay? She is massively hypersonic. She would be comparable with their ability with, some of the higher level Marvel characters. Characters, okay? She would be comparable to, Naruto KCM. She would be comparable to Naruto KCM. I think Naruto KCM would probably still win, but, and then we have Doctor Strange. If we did Avengers with Endgame, it would really just be Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange would would defeat Pain easily, and that is because of his magic and hacks. Basically, Doctor Strange can use his magic to put Pain look like he's winning and using the time stone, or he would basically use the time stone to basically destroy Pain. Okay, Scarlet Witch, was able to destroy Thanos, with ease, just getting angry at Thanos, there. So anything after Age of Ultron, even if it includes Vision, that's already, oh no, that's a third massively hypersonic. Pain had struggled with Naruto. Okay, Pain lost to Naruto. Okay, Naruto is actually stronger than Pain, but you have 3 characters that are basically equal strength to them. If you're just using the normal Avengers, I think the normal Avengers would actually lose, because unless they had extreme prep time and knew everything about Pain, but this battle is without any prep time, Pain would probably win most of the time. Okay, because 2 of the Avengers are already basically fought. Pain basically destroys Black Widow and Hawkeye. Captain America will be beaten. Iron Man, they would probably be able to deactivate his suit. They would probably know that the thing in his heart is his big weakness, so they'll probably beat Iron Man easily. That's another problem. And Hulk, he eventually will run out of stamina anyways. So just be 4 versus Pain, and it's basically going to be a 6v1, and 4 is going to lose. Okay? But if we're including Vision and Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, I think that changes the table, because Scarlet Witch is massively overpowered. Yeah, okay. With her magic. And including Infinity War and Endgame, you have Spider-Man, you have Black Panther, which, again, Spider-Man and Black Panther are not really that strong compared to these high tiers of Marvel. You have the Guardians of the Galaxy, which are basically all fodder anyways. You have, Ant-Man, which, again, Ant-Man is basically, would be an issue, but the summons would take care of Ant-Man pretty easily, And then you have, of course, Doctor Strange. Which Doctor Strange is just a book, is just full of hacks, which is gonna be one problem, because Doctor Strange is actually on the same level as the other Avengers, but Doctor Strange is full of hacks, full of magic, But now let's get down. Would Pain be able to beat Thanos? Would Pain be able to beat Thanos and the Thanos would probably still win, because Thanos even without his stones is still higher. It's still island level. So Naruto would beat Thanos MCU? Yeah, Naruto would probably beat Thanos MCU with Sasuke. Because they'll be able to see through. Because again, Naruto and Sasuke are immune to Genjutsu. It's basically, the Infinity War, the Reality Stone basically casts like a Genjutsu here. And Thanos wouldn't be able to counter that. So I'll make that an entire different video. Can Naruto and Sasuke beat Thanos? That would be Thanos. It'll be both of them, essentially. But even if, Pain wins against the standard Avengers. But there is a chance they might win against Scarlet Witch, but Scarlet Witch has magic powers which will easily turn the tide of the power of the battle. Quicksilver would probably, die again, And of course, if he did the Justice League, Superman would destroy Pain. It did bad. The rest of the, characters and the DCEU are not that strong. Wonder Woman would probably lose to Pain. Batman, of course, would lose. Cyborg would lose. But Superman, he's freaking Superman. He had the speed. He can go at the speed of light. Pain wouldn't be able to do anything against Superman. Okay, and we're using the DCEU Superman. We're not even using the comic book Superman, because we're using comic book Superman, or even Captain Marvel from comic books. They destroy Pain. They destroy Pain basically already. But if you're talking about DC, the DC universe, Pain gets destroyed by Superman. Okay, the rest of the Justice League would probably lose. Cyborg would probably lose. Batman would probably lose. Aquaman would probably lose. Would probably lose. Oh, actually, Cyborg is on the same level as Superman. But Cyborg would probably, it would probably be the Cyborg, but they won't even need to do anything. It's just stupid. They only really need is Cyborg and Superman. And that's it. All they really need is Cyborg and Superman. Maybe Wonder Woman. And the Justice League, Cyborg doesn't lose, but they don't need Cyborg. All they need is Superman, and Superman would beat them easily. But we talk about Naruto, can the Justice League beat, like Team 7? That would be another discussion. Can, and this is Team 7 at the, with the Sage of Six Paths powers and all the amps and stuff given, basically. And this is basically, Sakura. Sakura would be fodder, but Sakura would be the one. It would be, but again, and Pain would defeat the Avengers, basically. Okay, but that's of course without Captain Marvel, without Scarlet Witch, without Vision, those broken characters, and Doctor Strange, of course, because then Pain gets destroyed by Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch and Captain Marvel. Those three alone could defeat Pain. Okay, and of course with 4 too. And with 4 using Stormbreaker, which is overpowered too. Well, yep, that's basically it about this video. My next one, if people actually watch this, would be, can Team 7 from Naruto beat the Avengers? Or I could probably do the Sakura solo Overwatch. I already did that, okay? But I should do that like an actual discussion here. So that's basically it. Goodbye.